elements. It needs carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, phosphorus, potassium, nitrogen, sulfur, calcium, iron, magnesium. It needs all of those elements to grow. And even when you've got all of those elements, you might not have them all, because there's some funny little ones that are only little tiny bits called molybdenum and boron and manganese and things, and usually we don't sort of worry about whether they're there or not. But if you lived in Perth, you'd talk about the area as being in the southeast, because in the southeast of Western Australia there's an area there that was no good for nothing. They couldn't grow anything. And then they discovered in that area that one of the little tiny elements was missing. And when they included that in the fertiliser that they've used, suddenly the desert blossomed like the rose, and they could grow beautiful crops and everything because they added that little tiny element in. But if you're growing any kind of tree, any kind of crop, any kind of plant, you need carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, phosphorus, potassium, nitrogen, sulfur, calcium, iron and manganese. Magnesium rather. Those are the essential plant foods. Now if you provide all of those plant foods to your tree, what will be the result? The result will be, would you believe I haven't brought any red chalk, so I'll have to have yellow fruit. These are mangoes. Here they are. The result of supplying that tree with those elements gives you fruit. Got it? All of those foods, if we can call them that. And of course, even as people, we talk about we need more iron in our diet or something like that. When we supply all of those foods, then the tree flourishes and grows, and the tree produces fruit, which is what we want it to do. So we can go out and pick our beautiful mangoes off the trees and eat them because we've produced them. And the plants need those plant foods. Now, in the spiritual sense, there are some plant foods, there are some foods that we need. James, one of the Bible writers, says, all right, you say you've got faith. I want to see the evidence of that. I want to see it working out in your life. I want to see the fruit of that. I want to see the proof of that. And here Peter is saying that there are things that we need to add to our faith. Add to your faith, and this is in English, goodness, knowledge, self-control, perseverance, godliness, brotherly kindness, love. He says, if these things be in you in increasing measure, that means more and more, they will make your lives so they're not unproductive. Now I want to switch that around to saying, if these are in your life, they will make your life fruitful. They will make your life useful. That's the idea of including all of these things. Goodness, knowledge, self-control, perseverance, godliness, brotherly kindness and love. Now what I said about those plant elements is that you needed all of them. In fact, down there in Western Australia, they found that just one of those little tiny trace elements was missing. And because that was missing, they couldn't grow crops. And we've got to make sure that all of these are included. You see, you could be a very good person and you could know a lot and you could be a very self-controlled person, you could be persevering, you could be godliness, you could be kind to people. But if you miss this one, Paul says you've missed a lot. You could have as much knowledge as you like, but if you haven't got love, you've got nothing. So we need all of those things in our lives in increasing measure, so that they've got to each one of those things has to grow in itself, so that we become kinder and we become more godly and we become more loving as we grow in the Christian life. And when these things are there, we produce the fruit. And that's what Peter is saying. If you want to have a fruitful Christian life, then look to these things.